Check this stuff out.
Thanks everybody, my name's Quik.
Best wave ever ridden out there.
Oh, nice!
Get me Mailman on the line.
Epic!
Welcome to a shiny new EpicTV Weekly, where you're going to get the best adventure stories from the past week. Here's what's on the show today. Our surf editor Dave Mailman reports from the Quiksilver Pro down in Hossegor, France. Reiner Ebert opens up about his wingsuit crash in Chamonix. And we had some stoke to your weekend with the teaser from Life Cycles, a new film in the EpicTV.com library. But first, the news. The world's most awesomest kayaking magazine, Kayak Session, has announced the top 6 finalists for the 2012 Short Film of the Year Awards. Back in January, filmers were invited to submit their best work, and a solid 51 entries were received from all over the world. A judging panel of professional filmmakers, photographers, and kayakers has narrowed the field down to the 6 best films. The winner will be decided by anyone who wants to log on to kayaksession.com and exercise their God-given right to vote. Over in Empurias Brava, España, the European mecca of skydiving, Marc Hauser is trying to set a new skydiving speed record. Now this is way more than just free falling, because that's been done a million times. So much in fact that skydivers are now heading into space to try and outdo each other. Marc's goal is actually to set a ground speed record. After exiting a plane at 12,500 feet, he will basically turn his body into an aircraft by flying at a 45-degree angle. So far, he's managed to hit 300 kilometers an hour, so we're waiting to see if he can get that extra little bit needed to travel faster than a Formula One car. EpicTV ski editor Andreas Fransson has just wrapped up a trip to Patagonia where he made the first ski descent of the Whillans Ramp on the Aguja Poincenot. Andreas is best known for slaying the steepest lines around his adopted resort of Chamonix, as well as last year making the first ski descent of one of the world's most coveted lines, the south face of Denali. Andreas told us the Whillans Ramp was the hardest technical line he had ever skied, and he called it his dream line. For more Andreas action, check out the new 3-part webisode Lingen Descents at endlessflow.posterous.com. To wrap up the news, EpicTV surf editor Dave Mailman has made the ultimate sacrifice of wandering down to a bikini-filled Hossegor beach to give us the down low on the Quik Pro France.
Hey, this is Dave Mailman. We're here at the Quiksilver Pro France with EpicTV.
And the top 32 surfers on the Dream Tour are here in Hossegor for the 7th of 10 stops on the ASP World Championship Tour. So expect huge tubes close to the beach, so close the crowd can almost reach out and touch the guys in the lineup. The weather and the wave forecast are looking insane. So expect lots of big barrels, butts on the beach, and maybe a few topless beach babes too, catching the last rays of Indian summer. Coming into the event, Mick Fanning is leading the title race, followed closely by Joel Parkinson, Kelly Slater, and World Tour rookie John Florence, who could all mathematically go to the top of the heap with a win here. Adriano de Souza and Taj Burrow are still in with a shot too, but their chances are fading fast if they don't win the event. Other guys to watch are last year's winner Gabriel Medina and Julian Wilson, who got 2nd place. Jordy Smith and Owen Wright are also top picks in these kind of conditions, as well as the Europeans, of course, Jeremy Flores, Thiago Pires, and Michel Bourrez. Also, Quiksilver has invited Dane Reynolds to join the show, so expect him to fulfill his role as a wild card to the fullest. And no matter who wins here in France, it's most likely a 2-horse race between Mick Fanning and Kelly Slater for the world title, with Joel Parkinson and John Florence playing the role of dark horse and the outsider going into the final stages of the ASP World Tour, including the next event, the Rip Curl Pro Portugal at Super Tubos, which starts on October 10th.
Great job, Dave. Maybe a few more bikinis next time, please. Next up, a truly unbelievable story from right here in our own backyard.
On July 24th, 2012, a handful of the world's top wingsuit pilots descended upon a newly opened exit point on the Brevon Chamonix. Unfortunately, the day ended in tragedy when Norwegian pilot Jon Inge Hovde crashed and died. Moments later, still unaware of his friend Hovder's accident, Reiner Ebert also jumped from the exit point, and without ever opening his parachute, crashed into the trees 600 metres below, and miraculously survived. In an EpicTV exclusive, Reiner returns to the place where it all happened to talk about the events of that day.
Hey, Reiner.
Hey Trey, how
Good
are
to
you,
see you,
man?
brother.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome to the field.
thank you.
So tell me about what happened.
Well, on that day, there was a bunch of friends jumping. We're all experienced jumpers, and the atmosphere was great. You know, we had no idea that it was going to turn out to be such a tragic day. Towards the end of the day, foolishly, I decided to go on a two-way and try filming my friend Yoki Summer. He's an amazing pilot, and he's quite light, so he gets flying quite early. As Yoki got off, he starts flying straight away, and there I am trying to keep him in frame. So as he's getting away from me, I'm lifting my head, and I spent too long trying to keep him in frame, and I missed my opportunity to turn left and bail into altitude where I could deploy. So basically, I flew myself into a corner, and before I knew it, I had no choice. I just went in full speed with nothing out, no parachute deployed. I flew through 2 sets of trees. So I went through the first set, and then 20 meters later, 30 meters later, there's another set of trees, and I basically went through them and just stopped before quite a 50-meter drop off. Unfortunately, at the same time, just 2 minutes before me and Yoki jumped, a friend of ours jumped as well, and unfortunately he died. The helicopter had been called and was busy trying to search for him and recover his body. So there was quite a bit of confusion. I was put in contact with a dispatcher who was, her name was Alice, and she did a great job keeping me awake, basically. If I hadn't been unconscious, I wouldn't have been found. I felt really bad, actually. I just then learned that my friend Joninga had died on the jump, and so it was pretty difficult. But also over the next few days, I kind of felt really depressed because of knowing that how the accident happened, and realised that was like quite a foolish mistake I had made, and it should have cost me my life. And I you know, I've been doing this for a long time, consider myself a professional, and to make such a basic error of judgment, it's just, you know, that should have cost my life.
And what were your injuries?
My injuries weren't that bad, considering I basically flew into the ground, you know. I broke 2 big bones in my arm and fractured my femur. So all in all, not that bad. So basically I had to really break down how it actually, everything went down, and what mistakes actually were made. And now that I've done that, I know exactly where the problem lies, and I know I'm not going to make that mistake again. So I'm quite happy to jump again in the future. And I hope the tragedy of this event doesn't overshadow the beauty of the sport of wingsuit flying. Brevant is a beautiful, amazing jump. It is a highly technical jump. It's not a place for beginners to come and jump, but I do know that it would be wonderful to see this sport continue in the future.
Incredible story, right? So crazy to see how a guy can go through something like that and be back in the game less than 3 months later. Good on you, Reiner. Before we leave you, we should also tell you that kayaker Rafa Ortiz has just got back from a National Geographic trip to the Amazon River. Jules Skyped him up for an interview where he told us this.
It's a monster, and it's just flat, and it's super hot.
Really? That's it? Where's the full interview? Oh, okay. As Rafa would say, bueno. So that's it for our show this week. Thanks for joining us. Since it's gorgeous Indian summer right now in Chamonix, and for many of us that means mountain biking, we're going to leave you with the teaser for Life Cycles, a stunner of a mountain biking film that's just been added to the EpicTV library and that you're going to love whether you mountain bike or not. Until next week, charge hard and take chances.
This isn't a bike movie. It's a movie about a bike. Big difference. The bicycle, any bicycle, cheap to expensive, it doesn't matter. They're all greater than the sum of their parts. Slowly it comes together, taking shape as the most efficient machine on the planet. What has often been called the noblest invention. But like everything else that's made on this earth, with birth comes the inevitability of entropy. The dissipation begins the second the bike leaves the factory. The dents and the chips that lead to the rust and the wear, the crashes and the drops, the wrong turns, and decisions. And while it may take years, perhaps even decades, the death of the bike begins with its start.